No, didn't see it. I heard it. It's a side. So that doesn't make me want to rush to go see it.
This was only a part of Kevin Costner's reaction to his character John Dutton's death in Yellowstone Season 5's brand new episode. Within the first 5 minutes of the episode, we saw Beth and Casey's heart-wrenching reactions to their father's death, who was found dead in the bathroom of his governor's mansion. In the beginning, we all thought it was a self-inflicted death, but everyone who knows John and has watched him throughout the 5 seasons would not believe that he did that to himself. We were right. It turned out Sarah had made a deal with a professional hitman company that would kill John but make it look like no one else was involved. Even though I still cannot figure out how the cops don't realize how convenient it was that the power went out 3 minutes before John's death. Anyway, John had to die somehow since Kevin Costner left the show. Well, let me correct myself. It turns out Kevin did not leave the show. He was forced to leave.
I didn't leave. I didn't quit the show.
The reason, he says, is clear. Apparently, Kevin was planning on working on the Horizon movies and had a contractual obligation to his cast and crew. And Yellowstone producers and Taylor Sheridan knew that. However, they could not start production for Part 2 on time and wanted to move the filming date twice. Kevin accommodated them on those 2 occasions, but when they asked to postpone for the 3rd time, he could not say yes because he had to film his movie on the promised date.
And finally, when they wanted to change it a 3rd time, because I had my obligations to do, I had 300 people waiting for me, I couldn't help them anymore.
What do you think about that? Do you think it's Kevin's or Taylor Sheridan's fault that John had to be killed off on the show? Because earlier, when Kevin first announced his departure from the show, he didn't provide any details about why he couldn't film any episodes for 5B.
Hi, everyone. I just want to reach out and let you know that after this long year and a half of working on Horizon and doing all the things that's required, and thinking about Yellowstone, that beloved series that I love, that I know you love, I just realized that I'm not going to be able to continue season 5B or into the future. It was something that really changed me. I loved it, and I know you loved it. And I just wanted to let you know that I won't be returning. And I love the relationship we've been able to develop, and I'll see you at the movies.
And all the comments were really angry at him, saying things like, should have at least just finished the last bit of season 5. I really like him as an actor, but can't help but feel like he hung his co-stars out to dry a bit. Another one said, you should have at least finished Yellowstone. Bad form, so disappointing. Now, after John's death, the cast started giving their thoughts about the ending. Luke Grimes, for instance, argued that John's death was always the plan. It's hard to imagine the show without him, but that's always where the show was headed. It was, can these kids do it without him?
Where the show was headed, it was, can these kids do it without him? You know, so we all knew it was going to get there. We just didn't know how or when, and clearly it was different than we thought. But what it did do was ramp the show up to a 10, and now, you know, everything starts to unravel.
Wes Bentley also talked about Kevin and how he missed working with him.
We definitely we miss him. He's a huge part of the show, and he's a great guy to have around, and wonderful to work with. And so, you know, I wish him all luck in the world, but we definitely miss him.
It's time to examine Kevin's reaction a little bit more. When the new Yellowstone episode premiered on Sunday night, Kevin was at the screening of his upcoming movie, Horizon Chapter 2. According to Kevin, he didn't know when the new episode would air and had no idea how they would kill off his character. Months before, it was revealed that Kevin had included a moral death clause in his contract with Paramount, meaning John would not get a shameful or embarrassing death. But it's not clear whether this contract is still in place, because many people would argue that side is embarrassing for someone like John, and that was the reason why Linnell didn't advise Jamie to say the real reason for John's death to the public. Still, the audience knows that it was actually murder, so that's morally okay, I guess. When Kevin talked about episode 9, he first commented on how his face has been used in all posters and trailers, even though he's not in the season, which is something fans have noticed as well. Even though we all knew Kevin would not appear, all Yellowstone trailers for the new season included his scenes, and Kevin made fun of that. He also revealed that his focus has been on Horizon 2 and 3 and that he didn't really know when the new Yellowstone episode would come out. Apparently, he hasn't watched the episode but was told about his character's death the next morning by other people.
Sometimes I'm like just a passenger in my life. You know, there's a lot going on. And somebody said, you know, it played last night. And I said, okay. So, no, I found out about it this morning, actually.
Even though Kevin had previously talked about 2 possible ways his character could die on the show with Taylor Sheridan, fake wasn't one of them. Despite not liking how John's death was depicted, Kevin still gave props to the show, saying, "They're smart people, they'll figure it out." He also added that side could be a red herring, which ended up being true as we learned that he was actually murdered. I think it was quite nice of him to praise Taylor Sheridan despite going through all that controversy. They probably didn't leave things on good terms, but Kevin still found it in himself not to talk badly about his former director. In the end, Kevin let us know that learning John's death looked like it made him not want to see the episode. But I'm sure he'll see it even if we never find out about it. He gave years to this project. I think he'll want to see how it ends. Now, what do you think about John's death and how it was portrayed in the new Yellowstone episode? What do you think about Kevin's reaction? If you want to see my breakdown of episode 9, check out this video.